almost 9 years, the minimum amount imposed by the court. You have complied with the rules of the prison. You have programmed in an acceptable manner. You have no prior conviction of criminal activity. You are low risk to reoffend on our guidelines. You have community support and stable release plans. We've heard from you and from your victim. The question here, as with all parole hearings, is whether or not you have served enough time in prison on this case. Considering all of these factors, my vote is to grant your parole effective when eligible.
Thank you.
And I concur with Commissioner Harteau and grant parole. And in addition, our decision, although difficult, is fair and just.
I concur with Commissioner Harteau and agree to grant parole.
Mr. Simpson, before I cast my vote, I want to let you know that we believe that we're a fair board. We believe that we're a consistent board. I will let you know that consistency also goes to parole. And we do not look kindly upon parole violations. And if I cast my vote to grant and it concludes the hearing, our expectation would be that you not violate even the simplest condition of parole. Having said that, I am prepared to cast a vote. I am prepared to ask the commissioners to set conditions. If that happens, we will produce an order sometime in the next 15 to 20 minutes that will be faxed to you or presented to you at the institution, and it will become a public record. So based on all of that, Mr. Simpson, I do vote to grant parole when eligible, and that will conclude this hearing.
There you go. The juice is getting freed in October. He's a killer. That's what he is. He's a killer. It sounds so nice. So people say, "Oh, look at OJ and how nice, and Grandpa smiling and just so nice." And he put his head down 3-4 times, like, "Oh my God, I'm just so happy to be free." And after what he did 23 years ago, maybe 22, 23 years ago, it doesn't matter. It's real. He's delusional, according to a lot of folks, believing maybe perhaps he didn't do it, but he knows deep down that he did it. I am convinced that all that trauma that he had received on the football field knocks some things loose, because how do you sit there with the mother of your children when they're home and hack the boyfriend and Nicole up, and almost, I was so severed, he could have just fallen off. It was that bad. And his blood everywhere. His blood everywhere. Just like Shepard Smith said, Geraldo, the evidence was just so overwhelming, and it seems like it's so unfair, but if you have the right attorney and you got the right money, as Chuck told me, he says you get as much justice in this country, seemingly, in a lot of cases, as money can afford. And that seems to be the case in O.J. Simpson. What a interesting life that O.J. has lived, for sure. But don't be surprised if he doesn't have another book out. He had a really odd book that came out several years ago, and he was theorizing if I did it. And it was just a book basically explaining if he really killed him, and if it was me, how he would actually go about doing it. Does that sound like a remorseful person? And if he wasn't guilty, does that sound like a not guilty person to write a book about how you would actually kill your wife who was killed in that fashion? I would be mourning and so upset and humble and just unbelievably trying to find answers and really trying to find out who in the heck really killed my wife. that would be me. But again, that would be common sense, folks. That's what you guys have me here for. It's why you listen to the broadcast. You got to have a little human element jacked to this whole thing here. But, you know, this is a story, folks, that, like I say, for so long, and so many people were on the couch watching this deal as it played out. The Bronco, remember? And here it is that O.J. Gets loose again, able to come to Florida with conditions of parole that you just heard. If he violates just the tiniest of it, he's going to have to get back in the pokey. But a lot of people that followed this O.J. case say that he needs to stay out of bars. He needs to drink less because he has an addictive personality, that alcohol just flips him out. We do know that the guy was a wife abuser. He battered his wife for years and then finally murdered her, but beat the crap out of her. And then recently, before he went into prison, road rage, got into fights, yelling matches, fighting matches, and just very aggressive in his behavior. And he's like Jekyll and Hyde. He can turn on a dime so quickly. He'll be watched. But he'll have that one interview that will be coming, and it will be a blockbuster. Mark my words, it'll be highly anticipated. It's amazing how many people are lining up for this guy, for cameos, for TV shows, and there might even be a reality show. Now, from what I understand, the Goldmans, from the gentleman, the family, Ron Goldman, still... They had a settlement. They won a settlement many years ago, but they will be able to get a certain amount of the profits. Whatever he profits, the Goldman family will be able to get a percentage of that. So it's not going to be, free and clear OJ all the way. They are going to be there for as long as he's alive on this planet to haunt him for what he has done to take their brother away from them. Words are unspeakable, just how horrific the crime scene was. And to go back, and there's things you can watch on television that go through all of this thing. It's still a bizarre chapter, in my opinion, of American history. Seriously. But it is enthralling. It is a captivating thing. It's made for TV movie. And unfortunately, it's you can't get any more reality than this. And all the reality TV shows, he'll probably have his own show, and people will suck in and they'll watch this thing. But I remind people, and I felt it was my duty to get on and say, just remind America that this guy is a cold-blooded killer. Don't love this guy. This guy, if he doesn't repent, maybe he doesn't have a coming to Jesus moment, he's going to have a really fiery death in hell. And I believe there is an evil place where evil people go and pay for their sins. I don't like the guy. I don't like what he did. I don't like his arrogance, his pompousness. And it's amazing, again, how people will profit from a murderer. And I think that is a shame. And they should be embarrassed. But remember, the blush factor seems to be going away in America, unfortunately, with the mainstream media.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew was I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
Get ready, get set for 123 Ready TV, the brand new app that everyone's talking about for your PC or Android device that allows you access to most every movie or TV show ever made. Sound incredible? Well, it is, because once you pay $19.99, that's all you pay. Just the movies and TV shows you like without the hassle. The internet streams everything already. What 123 Ready does is it finds them, then delivers them directly to you, commercial-free. There's nothing quite like it, and it's available now at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And before you buy 123 Ready TV, watch the video and see how simple it is to start watching all those movies and TV shows. If you like movies and TV shows, but don't enjoy paying for all of them, no problem. Just pay $19.99 and start enjoying countless titles and entertaining TV better than anyone. Get your 123 Ready TV for $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page.
For the People is there.
Some things in life need a little attention. Like a plant. If not watered, it begins to turn brown. But if watered properly, its leaves turn green again. Like a plant, For the People needs watering too. Your thoughtfulness provides sustainability for us to grow and reach our full potential. You see, For the People depends on you to broadcast this program to help inform and educate folks so you can make a difference right where you are. Grab your watering can and join us as we endeavor to make a difference in people's lives each and every day. To donate, go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just look for the watering can and water as much as you can. At For the People, our garden is full of opportunities, and planting something allows others to enjoy the benefits. At For the People, our mission is simple. Give you the news that matters with good old-fashioned common sense, mixed with a conservative point of view. Simply log on to our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Thanks for your support. On the air, we are For the People. And it's a Friday. Some of you, work for the weekends. Me, I work on Saturday. But I like Fridays anyways because it's kind of nice. We work hard and, we got to reward ourselves with something, even if it's a tasty, yummy meal or something like that. You gotta make it special. No matter what it is, even if it's a tuna sandwich, just make it gourmet for goodness sakes, make it good. You got to treat yourself good, and if nobody's treating you well, sometimes you just have to go out of your way to treat yourself that way. But you have to do it. That's just me, because you have to feel good about things, or make somebody's day, which is good. All right, here is a story that we've been talking about. We've been covering it and very interested about it because it did seem very bizarre how this Australian woman in Minneapolis just made that 911 call and then came down in her pajamas. And 40 years old, she was a spiritual teacher who moved to the United States in 2015 to be with her fiancé, and then was reportedly shot by an officer. Remember Mohammed Noor outside her home after, again, not just once, but twice, called 911 to ask police there to investigate a possible sexual assault, and she got shot. Bizarre. And so now the chief of police, many days later, coming out, because obviously there's been an ongoing investigation because there was no dash cam video or body cam, which they both had. They were both switched off. The dash cam was put on after the crime. after she was shot. So here we go. The crime scene itself with